Hi, it's Ian Thompson here from Manchester Psychotherapy, and today I'm going to talk you through escape hatches. So first question for you, I guess, is what are escape hatches? And escape hatches are a simple thing really. When we make a decision about life and we think that life is really difficult, there is a tragic way in which we can deal with this situation. So these are extreme circumstances and extreme ways of dealing with things. And the exit choices that we give ourselves are: we can either kill ourselves or harm ourselves, we can kill somebody else or harm somebody else, or we can go crazy. So these are the three traditional ideas around exit choices. Some psychotherapists talk about running away as also being another option that people take, but it's not one that I'm going to talk about in this presentation. Escape hatches are something that a therapist will close if they can during a session, and usually they'll ask a client to state really clearly when they detect that a client may have an escape hatch open. They'll ask them to close it, and it may look something like: no matter what the circumstances, I will not harm myself either directly or indirectly. Now once the client has said this, if they can say it at all, the therapist will check out with them how it felt, whether it was congruent, whether it sits with them right, and whether they really meant it. And this is an important part of therapy because it's very difficult to work with a client who has escape hatches that are left open. If the escape hatches are left open, then the therapist is unsure really of whether the client is going to exit in a tragic way. So that time spent with the client checking out the feelings around the closing of the escape hatches is really important. Escape hatches actually come from part of our script. Burns said that we make our script decisions around the first 6 years of our lives, and so we may decide that somehow subconsciously the best way to deal with life if it gets really tough is to harm somebody, or we might decide that if things get really hard, then we can exit by just going crazy or killing ourselves. Now some people wonder if we all have escape hatches, and I guess we do, but that's not really the question that's important. Most people, it has to be said, have closed their escape hatches. They've decided that they're not going to kill themselves, and they're not going to harm others, and they're not going to go crazy. But others are less certain, and I guess circumstance will have a massive, make a massive difference to that too. And that whole idea of tragic outcomes can be perceived in lots of different ways. For example, if we look at smoking or excessive eating, binge drinking, there are lots of examples where we carry out behaviour that actually causes us harm, or it harms other people, but we don't really see them as open escape hatches, and maybe we should. So the conclusion to this brief presentation is it is actually difficult to work therapeutically with people who have their escape hatches left open, but we all have the potential to exit. Most of us have decided not to do that, but there are some people out there that are less certain. It's also a fact that life is very complicated at times, and it's not so easy to say that escape hatches are shut or open, and it may involve a therapeutic process to talk this through and investigate it. I hope you found that presentation useful. If you want to contact me to discuss any of this or anything else, please get in touch. You can get in touch with me on my blog at manchesterpsychotherapy.net. You can email me on that email address. catch up with me on Twitter, which is @iTomlinson, and you can join my Facebook page at facebook.com/manchesterpsychotherapy.net. Sorry, just Manchester Psychotherapy. Love to hear from you, love to have any comments and any interesting insights that you have into escape hatches. I hope this has been useful. Please go to my blog, comment on this post at manchesterpsychotherapy.net. Take care. Bye bye.